What's up? We at it again. Yeah. What up, Facebook? What up? What up? What up? What up? We at it again. We at it again. We at it again. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another week, man. And we back on our regular scheduled program on Wednesday at 7:30. Wednesday at 7:30. We got to speak on it podcast. And we're going to have an interesting topic tonight. It's going to be something that all of us can relate to. All of us we could deal with. And we're going to answer the question, who is more afraid of commitment these days? Is it men or women? Is it men or women? Nowadays, man, the way the dating pool and people seeing each other, man, it's crazy. You know, people, you still have, hold on one second. You still have the people still getting married. People still getting in relationships. But who is really sticking it through thick and thin in a relationship? And that's something that we're gonna delve into. And that's something that was up for debate on who's really gonna, who's really, set up for, staying in a relationship. Who's more committed to staying in a relationship. Tonight, we're gonna talk about that. So we're gonna get that done and make that happen. So we just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. And I'm trying to get some things adjusted real quick. So just hold on one second. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get it going tonight. I just want to had to make some adjustments real quick. So it's all good. But man, let me kick it off with a little news, man. A little old hip hop news, man. We all know, if you don't know, DJ Khaled got another album coming out called God Did. God Did. It's going to drop August 26th, and it's going to have a lot of the goats. It's gonna have a lot of the goats on there. Gonna have Jay-Z on there. I think Nas gonna be on there. Drake, he already got a single with Drake. They're gonna be on there, so that's gonna be a little good shout out, for a good album. And Khaled always makes some good albums, and he has the ability to bring people together, man. And that's a good thing that Khaled has the ability to do that. I caught on to Khaled. Back then when he had Boosie on the album, and it had some great records that he did with a lot of the artists, man. There was some good records, man. So I got Khaled's last album, and it was a good album. And man, it's gonna be good to, I got a couple of Khaled's albums, so it's gonna be good to know what Khaled got going on his new album. And I'm excited to hear from him. Those are one of the DJs, man, that can bring those artists together. I remember, man, the first DJ that I seen that put mixtapes together, was DJ Clue. Clue was big back then in the late 90s, early 2000s. Putting a lot of mixtapes together, and there was a lot of mixtapes for Rockefeller, and he would bring the artists on, and that's how the definition of mixtapes. How we knew when I was coming up, how it is now, it's a little different. Back then, mixtapes now the artists songs that don't make the album, so they'll just take those songs and just distribute them for free. But the way music is consumed nowadays, you don't really have physical CDs and DVDs and tapes and cassettes and things of that nature. Now that you did was coming up more of a streaming. So now I think the RIAA that record the units and the consumption of the units and the sales of units now they deem streaming. I think for 1 billion streams, you got to go for 1 billion streams. You go at least platinum when you reach 1 billion stream. That's equated to consumption of or the sales of 1 million records. So when you reach that billion stream status, that's a platinum. That's platinum status. So the RIAA have gotten it right. And you asked me what the RIAA is, and that's the Recording Industry Association for Music. They're the one that do the they're the one that do the give you your plaques and do the recognition to let you know if an album reach gold, platinum, or diamond status. Gold is 500. Well, back then it was 500,000 copies, physical copies of an artist's album. When you went platinum, it was 1 million. Now it's and when you go diamond status, it's 10 million copies or more. So you can go so in those consumptions. But now times are different, and the way things are done is a little different now. So because you're dealing with streaming, so I wish that well, and we go from there. We make that thing happen, and I wish Khaled well. What's up, Jay?
What's going on with it?
Man, chilling. Also, man, we got Nick. This is his 9th baby. Nick Vinegar ready to have his 9th child, man. This female by the name of Brittany Bell got 3 children with him already, so she expecting. I think some sources say his 9th, some sources say his 10th child, but Nick expecting another child. He got another child on the way, according to sources. And we're going, of course, we validated and check cross-reference and to make sure that it was what it was. And it seems that, the way it's looking, Nick Cannon expecting another child. On the number, I don't know just yet. But we're gonna see, we'll see what it is. So yeah, so it says Nick Cannon, baby number 9. Nick Cannon reveals Brittany Bell is pregnant with his 3rd baby, his 10th child. But some sources saying number 9. But a lot of sources saying 9 and 10. So we'll kind of get that straight, man. That's a lot of children, but hey, the more the merrier, and if you could take care of them, that's cool. If you could take care of them, a lot of people, they kind of struggling with taking care of their children, but we'll see, what's going on with that. But anyway, we're gonna get to the business at hand, man. Jay, man, we dealing with tonight. Who is more committed? Men, the male or the female? Who is more committed in a relationship, or who is more afraid of commitment these days? Is it men or women in a relationship, and why would you think that is?
Man, I'm telling you, I thought about that question, and I think that it's hard to say who is more afraid of commitment. I think that each party has their fears of commitment.
Okay.
The female is scared of commitment, and this is just me talking and me thinking that women are afraid of commitment because they're afraid of being hurt.
Right.
Men are afraid of commitment because they're scared that they're gonna miss out on something.
Right.
Um, I was listening to this young lady talk the other day, and she's running 3 or 4 dudes, and
Right.
she's saying that she doesn't really want to commit, at this point in time because that's not what she wants to do. She wants to be able to be free to see who she wants to see, and if one act up, then she kick it with the next one.
Right.
So everybody has their thing right now, and I put out on one of the posts that the thing is finding someone at the right time that's in the same mindset and heart set that you are.
Right.
That's the difficult part. Finding somebody that's ready to commit when you're ready to commit. So it's like having a jigsaw puzzle. You have your one jigsaw puzzle, but you have 50 other jigsaw puzzles just all bunched up together, and you're trying to find your piece to go to finish your jigsaw puzzle.
Right.
So just trying to find that person that's ready when you're ready.
Right. Do you think you said that she's just not really ready to settle down? How old is she? Is she like in her 30s? Is she younger, or what is it?
Right at 30.
She's right at 30.
Yeah.
So at that point, do you think is it something to kind of be mindful of when you getting up in age? Is to look at having good solid relationships with somebody, because as you get older, that's fine when you're young, but as you get older, life starts getting real. The question is, do you really want to be by yourself? And do you think they really think about that?
I don't think that they are really concerned about that. I mean, at the time,
Right.
As we mature, our thinking changes.
Right.
So I think at this particular stage in their life, then they're not thinking about that.
Right.
I mean, just like at 20 years old, most of us wasn't thinking about life insurance.
That's true. That's true.
But as you get older and you continue to develop into who you are, who your mature self is, then you start thinking about these things, and these things become more relevant to your life at that point.
Right. Because I mean, as you get older, man, and life get real, and because you can look at it and have all your fun. I guess that's just a part of life and how it is that we don't really think about it when we're young. The consequences are really out there playing the field, and not being committed, because as you get older, and the statistics show that your options kind of dwindle down, especially in women. And it's saying that women are more afraid to commit than men are. And the factors could be trauma, psychological. It could have been some abuse. It could have been some things that happened in their lives that caused them to not want to commit. Bad experiences with men that caused them not to go into relationships. And they said, I believe it's 80% of the women, even in marriages, initiate divorce. And the men are not leaving, it's more that the women are leaving. So, do you think it's across the board in all age groups that women are afraid to commit, or do you think it's just the younger women?
But one thing we have to look at is the reason that the women are initiating the divorce. It's possibly that it's not because of they're afraid to commit, but the person that they were with were unwilling to commit to them in the marriage, meaning going outside of them in the marriage. So you have to look at both sides of those things to get a true picture of what the issue or concern was as it relates to commitment and whatever led to divorce. That's an ugly cup. So
right. Black, what's going on? I guess you got a hater at 7:45 p.m. huh?
Yeah. You know all the Louisiana people that moved down there to D-Town to come up. You know,
got our nose in there. You can see the boogers up in that nose, huh? Nah, but that's
right?
That's a tight cup. I like that cup. That's a tight cup. Well,
yeah,
it's cute. Yeah.
It's the season, so I needed a reason. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's a cute cup.
Right. Black. So what you thinking about, man? People being afraid of commitment, male or female. What's going on, man, that people are being afraid of commitment? But
me personally,
yeah,
I think women, the reason that the rise came with women, I believe that women want the ideal of being in a relationship, the setting, the fairy tale, so to speak, the building that comes with being in a relationship, being in a marriage, but they don't like the structure. It's hard for them to come in from being FNF to being a girlfriend or fiance, nevertheless a marriage. That's something that women of the day have to prepare for. It's not longed for as much as it was back when our parents was coming up, grandparents, that, you know, it was the ideal. You get married, you have children, you get married, you get a house, the picket fence, the dog. That's not what they're looking for now. They like being free, independent, doing what they want to do. They don't want to have to answer to nobody, because when they get in a relationship and that man say, where you going, they got a problem with that. Then you turn into daddy. You know, you ain't my daddy.
Right.
So it's more of they don't want to submit. And so when people don't submit, I don't want to submit, that's when it comes a problem to committing. And so I just think women like being more free. They don't want to answer. They don't like answering to nobody. And majority of their friends are going to be free. Majority of their friends are about to get out of their marriages. And so they don't want, that, they want it, but they don't want it. They want it, but they don't want the responsibility that comes with being in a marriage. That's what our committed relationship. That's what I've always run into with that.
Right. So, do you go ahead, Jay?
Yeah. So, I'm finding that, men and women, they're okay with the title, but they're not okay with what goes into the marriage or the committed relationship itself, which is being committed, and compromising and doing those things that are called to make a relationship or a marriage work. So everybody wants the title, but they don't want to do what's necessary to make sure that title remains with that particular relationship.
Right. That I think a lot of times, man, that the way the world is, because it was a rude awakening for me. The way the world is, man, it's a lot of access. it's a lot of people got too much access to one another. We were coming up, you had to, I think me and Black was talking about, or I was having a conversation with somebody that you had to write a letter. If you didn't have no phone, if you wasn't on the phone, the thing was writing a letter, sending it to your girlfriend. She's spraying some perfume on it, send it back on how much she loved you with a picture. Now it's so much access to people that people don't really understand, especially when you're young. You really don't understand the consequences of what can happen in the future to you once you not really understanding how to go through a committed relationship. Because do you all think that it could get more difficult as you get older? Because as you get older, especially with women, your options tend to dwindle as you get older. You can see all the pretty girls that you see in high school, they fine. In high school, you looking at them and you looking with your head down, and they got their nose turned up, and then when you see them 4 or 5 babies later, they got a whole they chubby, they look different. They look grown. So do you think they got a more? Do you think it's something that they should think about, but really ain't thinking about it? But because the options, and statistically, the options kind of dwindle down for women. And surprisingly, what's alarming, not surprisingly, but what's alarming is that the highest numbers of people not wanting to be married is among Black people. We get married, but as far as the urge or the desire to be married, those that want to be single, it's a higher number and a higher percentage of us that just want to be single. And as we get older, that percentage tends to get wider and wider because we're not really looking for each other. Maybe when we're around 40 and 50, the numbers really get small. So do you think that can be a consequence if we really don't take that serious, Black?
I think also though, a lot of women tend to want to settle down when they're mid to late 30s, bench pressing 40. But at that time, that man is difficult. It's more difficult for them to find that man that's desiring them because a lot of them are less vibrant, I guess I want to say, because of age, children, life, life contest, I guess. I've noticed a lot of women that were the what we want to call the elite back when they were in their 20s, early 30s, tend to get holy and want relationships when they bench pressing late 30s and into the 40s. But by that time, 8 times out of 10, that older man, because men tend to age a little bit better, a lot of them, and they're able to get the 30-year-olds when they're 40, 50, and some of them 60, still able to get a nice 30, 35-year-old that's still in their prime. So they're not really checking for women that's in their age range. So when that woman becomes 40 and she's looking for that 50, 40, 50-year-old man, he's eyeballing that 35, 30-year-old female, and that's where they're missing the gap. A lot of them usually find their mate when they're in their 30s, the smart ones, the ones that's about committing and having a family and all that. They usually try to find their mate when they're in their 30s, and they go ahead and get together, do what they're gonna do, and build. But yeah, the younger generation not thinking about none of that committing shit. It's about what I can get, while I can get it, and I'm moving on. And I think a lot of them are afraid of commitment now because of how they were done in the past. A lot of women getting tired of giving their all just for that man to go and mess around with something that don't have nothing, that look less than them. A lot of women getting tired of that. So they say, so before I get hurt, I'd rather just stay by myself.
Right.
And so they're getting out there, they're working, they're being independent, they're trying to, they're taking care of themselves. And if they got a man, they get him by choice. And so when he leaves, they're not really messed up about it because, hey, I'm taking care of myself, so that's my take on the whole commitment thing. The women have been burnt and the men have been used, and everybody like, I'd rather just deal with you or deal with a mate. They feed a mate with a long handled spoon. They're not gonna just 100% just give their all anymore because they've been hurt. And a friend of mine today posted on her social media. She kind of just laid it down. I'm thinking, from what I gather from her post, is she's thinking about getting with someone. And she said, I'm not going to be checking no phones, no media messages, none of that. She was like, she feel like God will show her when he doing something wrong, and just know the first time that she catch it, she out. She's like, because she know what she brings to the table, she know her worth. And so that's the way the people who's afraid to commit, I believe that's the way they're gonna start committing. They like, I'm just gonna go in it, and the first time I see something, I'm out. She say, and so I felt that post, and today that's the only way to look at it, because cheating at an all-time high is so easy to do. So trust is hard, and like people say, oh man, such and such a good person, such and such a good woman, such and such a good man. I say, shit, they all good until you catch them. Right. So they everybody good till they get caught.
Right.
So man, you gotta jump in this game, bro. If you're gonna be at it, because we grew up in an era where love was present, and every man wanted a girlfriend. Every guy in high school wanted a girlfriend. If it felt good to walk down the hall at school, holding the books, walking into a room, then you got to take out running to get to your class before the tardy bell ring. Of course. Yeah. And like I say, in school, that was cool. That was cool when we were growing up. Nowadays, when you go to the schools, you'll see one or two couples, but a lot of times the guys by themselves, the females by themselves. They even do that at the clubs. They even doing that now at grown folk social events. If they're not married, or a known couple, or a couple that the married couple's trying to put together, the guys come in a flock by themselves, women chilling by themselves, and they just enjoying themselves amongst themselves. And a lot of times songs come on, the woman get up, she do her little dance, a girl spanking her ass, and all that. That was unheard of when we were coming up. A woman, especially a black. Now, I hung with everybody. So the white females was more into getting drunk, kissing on each other and all that, and holding hands and singing songs with their hands in the air, tucked together. But we didn't do that. Now they're doing that. The blacks are doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I saw it when I DJ'd the high school parties. They would start holding each other's hands. Some of them slow dance together. That was unheard of.
Yeah,
so it's like
Yeah.
They not quick to commit because they have alternatives.
Right.
And it's more lesbians, more gays now. And like Lotus mentioned 2 weeks ago, they're getting vibrators now. And so it's like that desire for a man-woman combination is fading. Everybody feel like, hey, they can do without, because relationships a lot of times are stressing ships. It stressed a lot of people out, especially if they're a person who love deep. Like I seen another post that was like they love too deep. So before they get hurt, they just rather not love at all. So it's like they want it, but they don't want what comes with their heartache, because you
It's
really
hard.
can't trust nobody. It's hard to trust people.
It's hard. It's difficult. Man, I'm at work, and one of my coworkers said that, well, this is on Facebook, that men, they only have women in their lives for sexual pleasure, as far as spending time, hanging out, doing things, going places. They do that with other men. The things that they do with other men, they're not doing it with women now. We used to go to the movies, going to the dollar movie on Saturday night, going to Johnny's Pizza. I know in Monroe was Johnny's Pizza. I was telling her that reality, it was unheard of for boys to hang around each other the way that dynamic was. Now, we hung around each other, but we'll go to the mall, to be at the mall, to go look for girls. We didn't hang with each other, even though they talked about me. I wasn't the ladies' man. I was shy, my insecurity, whatever it was. I was in the mix because I wanted to get with a girl too. I struck out, but I still had that desire, and still do today, to want to get with a woman. So the fact of hanging with another man 24/7, I understand as you get older, it's different, because you got, now at our age, you have wives, you got children, you got a lot of responsibility. So you're not going to no mall. But as a child, and as these youngsters, how old they are now, that's what we did. Our whole swaggerlation was to deal with attracting a female. That was the whole game. Talking was dealing and attracting a female. The day I took a breath as a teenager to adulthood, it was how you can attract a female. But now, young boys and young men, they're attracted to each other, and I think it's social engineering. I think they're promoting homosexuality and lesbianism. I think that's being promoted more and more. They got this movie out that I saw on Peacock called They and Them, and it dealt with a camping instructor that reformed lesbians and homosexuals and bring them back straight. But through the movie, they were showing men kissing each other, women kissing each other, something that you didn't see as we were coming up. But what's happening is that image is now desensitizing the young people, that they don't even really they don't know what they seeing. Even if they engage in homosexuality and lesbianism, it's a fad. It's what they see on TV. They don't look at it sometimes as gay. They see it as, that's what they do on TV. This is what we are part of. Is this kind of core or our generation? So they got a lot of that's working against them, because really, to me, it was an attack on the family when you really don't promote male and female relationship with each other, and we don't want to be committed. It's boring being with this person. It's always going to be ups and downs being with somebody. Like the Minister Farrakhan said, he said that you can see somebody You with somebody now. You can see somebody that you may think is better than the person you with. But he said that a lot of times, most of us are we come out of the same circumstance. We may not have the same problem, but if you get with that person that you eyeing and lusting, you're gonna deal with a problem with them. So we're not understanding how to stay committed and struggle through a lot of things, because that's not something we do. And then they try to promote that they don't want to do no struggling when struggle is a part of life. That's what I'm thinking, why people don't want to commit. Of course, not being hurt, but all of us got problems. I had to come to that conclusion that every woman, you just got to choose the one that's going to fit you. But the one that's going to fit you and going to be perfect for you, you're going to have some type of struggle with her. The thing is she willing to commit, and are you willing to commit to put up with each other if y'all love each other? That's how I look at it. Jay, you were saying something? Jay, could you hear me?
Yeah. No, I was just I was going to comment off of something that Black said, but
okay.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No. You good? No, I forgot what it was now, but just going back to people women now saying that, well, men have been messing around with all these women for years, and now it's our turn. We can do the same thing that they are doing. But then again, as you grow older in your years, your body changes.
Yeah.
Your sex changes for men and women. Men's libido starts to go down. Women start to dry up. They start to retain more weight. Men, their stomachs start to get larger and hang over their belts. So you physically change as life goes on, and when you're out here doing what you're doing in your younger years, you'll be like, yeah, I got it in my younger years, but what are you doing now that you're older and you don't have that pool that you used to when you were younger.
Right.
So now what do you do with that size 3 body that has turned into a 16? Are those biceps and triceps that are slid down your arms, and your chest is now on your stomach?
Right.
What do you do?
But a man can survive a little bit if he was blessed in the pectoral area, because though he got the stomach, if he was blessed, to have a above average,
I mean,
he can survive.
I understand what you're saying, but the fact in life is that things start to decline. I don't care how long it is, it's just gonna be long and hanging.
Yeah.
I don't care how wide it is, it's just gonna be wide and flat.
But you said on the last podcast, that's why they make Viagra.
That's true.
So the man, that seems like the man has a slight edge on the on Father Time.
Hey, but they also make lube for women, and sometimes men don't care about what the shape of the body look like. They just want to feel what the hole feel like.
Yeah, but like you say, and you know what, Jay and I was talking actually yesterday, how any black woman, how easy it is for the black woman to find a sex partner. And I think a lot of them get confused with, when I read their status, like one of my friends posted the clause that a phrase that Chili said from TLC. and baby, baby, baby. Long as you know I can have any man I want to that's actual and factual.
Mm-hmm.
And then a guy put up under her stat, yeah, any man that'll screw you, any man that want to have sex with you. So I think too, a lot of our women are getting confused with guys that want to sex them compared to the guy who will be there with them to help them build. There's a big
But
difference
sometimes
in
that's all they want. Sometimes that's all they want these days, especially the younger ones. That's all they want. They just want to get. All they talk about is good dick. I can do this. I can do that. And now they start. Now they holler about, well, I don't really need a man because they got the roles and they got the this and the that. And now they done came out with a roles for men. So I guess the men gonna start saying, well, hell, I don't need a woman.
Well, I think that
hey, you
nothing,
talking about before you say that, Jay, hold up.
Go ahead.
Long time ago, Jay Austin said something that came into play years later. We used to be talking, and we would have certain friends of ours that wasn't pulling females, and so Jay Austin made a comment years ago, and I never forget. He said, yeah, he might as well, he ain't gonna never get him none. He might as well get him a pocket pussy. And lo and behold, 30 years later, 20 years later, they started making them. And I was like, wow, this dude spoke that into existence 20, 30 years ago. And guys are finding ways to please themselves. They'll go get them a pocket pussy. So it's like, well, we strive to get a female. Today, they don't really need them. If all you want is sex.
No.
Okay.
What it is that they don't have the options that some men have. Men don't have the sexually. Men have less options than women. So if a woman, it can, like I told you the other day, if a woman, regardless how ugly she is, man, she just butt duck ugly. Some man behind her chasing her, abusing her, threatening her. If you see another Negro, I'm gonna kill you. And she got about 3-4 children, but she don't got no hair. She got that little piece of rubber band, that little piece of hair on her head, but she got 3 children.
Hey,
but the dude that go to work every day, he may not have the money and resources, but he got his house, he paying his rent, he responsible. Women look over him a lot of time. If he does not really asserting himself, some men don't have to do that. Some men can just be there. Some men can just be there.
I'm gonna take you back to what my mom used to tell my sister. And as she got older, she took that and turned it into, made it bigger than what it was. She misinterpreted. But my sister was caramel, kind of dark skin, caramel.
Yeah.
Had long hair, and back then that was considered attractive, long hair.
Yeah.
So mom would say, yeah, you think you pretty, because she had a whole lot of guys trying to get at her. So what mom was saying was, yeah, you think you so pretty, but she said, as soon as that guy lay down with you and get what he wants, she said he'll run off and get with somebody who black as that road out there, who had this long, and do the same thing to her. So don't think you special.
Right.
And so my sister took that later on to turn it into, mama hated me, she beat me down, she didn't like me. No. But I understood what she's saying, and it's similar to what you just said.
Yeah.
A man, the average typical man, screw anything. They don't have a preference. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I may say, I don't want nothing under a 5 or a low 6.
But you got to understand, you got options. So you can say that. You can say that all the way to the grave. Jay, you can say that all the way to the grave, because you have options. But the guy, that everyday guy that's out there, he ain't get done, he wants somebody, but the women don't want him. He can't say that. So he got to choose big girl because he really don't have nothing. The only thing 9 times out of 9 times, those men that don't have no job, that's having laying up with them type of women, the sex good. They don't have to have no job. They driving their car. The women giving them money. They bragging about it. It's because the sex good. That's the category that they fall in.
But the thing that's out here I see
is more options.
I'm gonna tell you what I see, because when I'm at the grocery store, Walmart, Kroger, it's single women all through there all day. Mm-hmm. Career women, no rings on their fingers, 35 plus, driving nice vehicles, you know what I'm saying? Lexus, I even seen a Porsche, you know, and they're single. Anybody who's out here saying if they can't just find somebody that's looking for somebody, they're not really trying. They're afraid to approach that career woman when they are the loneliest ones. And we may have to do a statistic on that, or do one of our podcasts on that. The career women are the loneliest ones because guys are intimidated by them from their education, from their job status. A lot of men are intimidated. So those women are walking around here ready to love, but can't find nobody. Because
go ahead.
The man that you're saying, the hardworking man that's able to provide, ready to do this, they get looked over. He's afraid to step to her.
That's not the woman. This woman, the career woman. She said she went through life going to school. She went through college. She said guys would come to her and she'd turn them down. She said she ended up getting that master because those are not who she wanted. Come to her and get her master's. She go get her master's, get her degree. She got all them degrees on her wall. But she didn't find what every human being desires, and that's love. Because education ain't gonna make you happy. As far as dealing with it, because a man don't care how educated a woman is, because he really don't benefit for it in the scope of, hey, okay, you're educated, but they can build up her world. So if we break up, she still can move on. So now, boom, she got her master's degree, but she done shooed away good men. Because the man that she wanted in her world looking for somebody else and got options. So a lot of times men, they'll come to these women and get shot down. Oh, you dusty, you broke. You don't have what I have. You need to level up because you ain't good enough. So a lot of times men don't want to be embarrassed by these women. Not that the fact that because I done seen brothers come to these women and get some of these career women, but you got a lot of them that come to them and get shot down.
Exactly. And that's
nobody don't want to get rejected.
They are afraid to step to them. But guess what? That woman who shoot them all down and got her master's, guess what? She in her 40s now.
Yeah, she by herself.
So that on the pedestal shit then died down. So
yeah, because that's not how it's supposed to go.
But it died down. So now all she wants, and then you be wondering how you see that successful woman living in that extravagant house, driving that nice car, going with a guy who works as a mechanic.
Yeah.
You know, a shade tree mechanic, or work for a mechanic shop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? a plant or working a plant. How did that making
$60,000.
$20 an hour?
Yeah.
You know, how did she 80 to 100,000 figure female educated end up with a mechanic? Because that mechanic took time to shoot his shot.
But a
Just
lot of
because
times they've been with each other for a long time before the $80,000.
No, they just met. They just met. They just met.
Let me step in with a real world example.
Okay.
There was this female.
All right.
She's a engineer.
Mm-hmm.
She's making $300,000 a year.
Right.
She was with this dude that's a well-known comedian that has had radio shows, television shows. He made whatever he made. They didn't make it. Right?
Uh-huh.
She went through two marriages with people that had been successful. Right?
Uh-huh.
Then she ended up meeting this dude that worked in a factory that made about $40,000 a year.
Mm-hmm. And it's real world. This is
real world.
Okay, I got you.
So she got with him. They started talking about getting married, but then money came into play because she didn't want a big wedding because she had already had one, two actually, but he wanted a big wedding. So she said, okay, well, we'll put $500 a month into a pot to pay for this wedding that you want. But he couldn't save $500 a month.
Right. That's rough on 40,000.
So she was like, look, bro, you can't even save money. You want to, cap in front of your family, but you can't even save the money. So what are we doing? So they ended up breaking up for a short period of time, going to counseling and getting back together, but I lost contact. So I'm not for sure even if they got married or not.
Do you think he was insecure, trying to show that he can, as a man, handle his weight? But in reality, that's difficult on 40,000 to really put back $5 a month.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? When you got other bills, and I'm sure she wasn't living raggedy based on her income.
No, she wasn't.
If a woman's willing to accept you making that money, man, I mean, and I think a lot of times, even with the person she was dealing, them two marriages, was those two marriages where they kind of on the same income level?
Well, yeah.
Okay, and she was with somebody that was $40,000 a year.
Yeah, she wanted love. It wasn't about
money. She wanted love, man.
Once you didn't got dogged out, you ain't, I met years ago, Tracy Ellis Ross, and I was talking with her. We had deep conversations, and she told me that she didn't want to date a guy who was in the music or the film industry.
Entertainment, yeah.
Yeah, she said she didn't want to date anybody in entertainment. She wanted her a regular working man. And she was like, she wasn't income driven. She just wants somebody to be there for her, love her, be faithful, travel. She just wanted a decent man that was able to take care of himself and provide. They come together and provide. She don't want the extravagant, let me get a man that's let me find this actor. And she said she never desired that. She said if she just happened to meet someone and she like them, yeah, but other than that, she wants a regular, common, working man.
Right.
And so I took that as she didn't care what he really did because she got her own money. She just wants somebody to love her and be there for her. And if you do the research, a lot of the women are saying that now that's in entertainment because they've dated those men on their income level doing the same thing they're doing or own this company, that company, and it didn't work out. Because one thing about that is she made, that's two strong, independent people. It's not going to be too much she can tell him, and it's not going to be too much he can really tell her. So that's probably why Tracy made that statement that she don't want no man that's nowhere near the industry she's in.
But
those
here's
men, the men got a lot of options as well.
But yeah, those high end men do have more options. But how many men are going to get with a woman that has that much more money than them? A real man. Well, I can't say that.
You can't say that because
I have to take that away.
If a man,
wait, give me
I
one
feel
second.
like
give me
you
one
or I,
second. Give me one
Jay,
second. Give me 1 second. 1 second.
Go ahead.
1 second. Let me clean that up.
Okay.
So, a real man is not going to be intimidated by what another person what their woman has. They will come in and add to what that woman has. Now, an insecure man, I'm not going to say not a real man, an insecure man will shy away from that woman because he feels that he can never build up to what she has and he has nothing to add to her. But the real man will add to it and try to grow from it. If you making $100,000 a year and I'm starting out at 50, baby, I'm trying to meet you at 100.
Right.
And that's where I think a lot of our people, men, fail by trying to keep up with what a woman doing. You are who you are. You make what you make. If she like you, she gonna like you. If she don't, there's more fish in the sea, as we were taught. And in that case,
bettering yourself.
In that case, there's nothing wrong with that. In that case, but you still got to be comfortable in the skin you're in. So let's just say something happened and you can't reach that $200,000 a year that you're trying to reach, matching her income. But from speaking with her, I also found out that all the money that I thought she had from watching the television shows and Mama being Diana Ross wasn't the case.
A lot of them don't.
But it looked like it. So I was like, whoa, all this money, blah, blah. And this was when they were trying to find someone to pick up girlfriends. Girlfriends wasn't even picked up. And the mom, she tried to get her mom. She was telling me she wanted to get her mom to put the money behind it, and the mom wasn't with it. And so they was in between. So actually, you know, she was more regular than I thought. So the money situation didn't matter. She was like, she just want a regular person. So that means if you making $40,000 a year, but you're able to maintain what you have, show love, be devoted, be loyal, be faithful. She just wants someone faithful. And she know that's hard to find. So she know if it's hard to find in the entertainment world with men in the entertainment business, she's trying to see can she find it in a regular man. But and a lot of men would take that opportunity and blow it. Get with her, dog out, get whatever they can get out of it. But I think with her being who she is, I don't think she's allowed to go that far. But yeah, it wasn't a money thing. He didn't have to match anything. It's whatever he do. Long as he, I guess, got his own place, has his own vehicle, and have a job, that's all that matters.
Until it doesn't.
Until what?
I said until it doesn't.
Right.
I mean,
so we got to stop thinking that just because somebody's driving a mature woman told me one time how she scoped men. She said, if they're driving an Escalade, let's say it's the year 2022. Let's just say they drive a 2022 Escalade, fully equipped. She say that means he has a note. 8 times out of 10, he has a note. And if he has a note that he has to meet on that vehicle, that means he has insurance. If he has insurance on that, that means that's less money he has for me if he's paying a mortgage or rent. You know, that's less money that he can have to share with me. So a lot of the mature women, career women that have their own, when they see men in those fancy cars and 8 times out of 10, they know that the cars are financed by a finance company, and that guy meeting that $600, $700, $800 note plus that $200-300 or more car insurance, that's like close to $1,000 that she's not gonna see because he has that note. So now it depends on what he does. And I was like, okay, that made sense. But that's how they look at it. But you know, the regular hood rat or unprofessional female see the guy with an Escalade and rims. Oh, girl, he got an Escalade, he got some rims. Oh, girl, I'm finna be this, I'm finna be that, I'm finna be this. And then when they get together and he telling her, man, I got it, my truck no due on the field. You know, she, damn, I gotta pay that insurance. You know, damn, child support. Damn, I gotta pay that. You know, so by the time all them bills hit, she looking like, whoa. So the dating pool, you really gotta, it's deeper than the eye can see. It's deeper.
Well, I mean, even with some of these, you know, people always talking about, oh, he a retired athlete. I know he got money, or, you know, or they played ball or whatever. And
without a good financial planner, nothing.
Right. And then they go in and they see their net worth on the internet, but that net worth doesn't really mean that's what they have in the bank.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, when they do, I found that out. When they do net worth, they talking about what you purchased.
Right. Property.
What like if you got a $100,000 car, that's added in your net worth. You got $700,000 $1.5 million house, that's added in your net worth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's added because that's an asset. So that's added into your net worth. But if you're still paying on that, that's not really your net worth. You know,
that's not what you're worth. So
no.
Just to think, if you have a $5 million home and you no longer in the business, you just out here doing commentary or doing whatever, trying to make it, out here doing some radio spots off your retirement from whatever sports you were in, you're not meeting that note.
Hey.
And then you're trying to front with your Maserati, your G-Wagon. Most of the time, those are leased. So
yeah. Hey, we know it's a girl from our area that we both know very well who lives out there where you guys are. She was dating someone from the Cowboys, and you know, she was trying to marry him. I don't think they got married, but I think he bought an engagement ring. And she would come into town, you know, with him, driving the fancy cars, flossing and all that stuff. And I found out he was treating her like crap, cheating on her left and right. And then he got kicked out of the NFL, whether a blown knee or something like that. And he got out. And that extravagant house and all that stuff that they were living in, she started having to work and all that. And I think he ended up eventually selling the house from what I heard. But I'm like you, I lost contact with what was all going on. But yeah, they jump in there. But if they look at it, a lot of those athletes' careers last maybe 5 years unless they just super good. I mean, they get in there, the NFL, they get into basketball. A lot of those mediocres They get in there, they make the team, they last 5 to 7 years, and they're out. So if they don't take that money that they got and actually buy that home and secure them somewhere to stay, that's hard. So for women to say, "Oh, I'll just get with this athlete, I'll do that," yeah, you're gonna be with him, but all the hell from all the other women that's trying to get with him, and then by the time you finally get him, he's not. His net worth is not what it was when you were chasing him, and they don't look at that. And if we would go back and just Google a lot of the athletes that was out 7 years ago, where are they today? Man, you'll be surprised.
Yeah, because they getting these big ass houses. They don't have no income coming in after football. You injured or whatever sport you is, you injured up. You barely can walk sometime because you can acquire things, but it's the maintenance of a thing. You can have a whole, like MC Hammer was a good example. He bought mansions, bringing people on tour, but his expenses was over exceeding his income. He had a good heart, but he eventually shook back. But a lot of times, those athletes, man, they get these houses. If they're not making no investments, they got to have some stuff like Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson got Starbucks. He got different things going on to add to his network. Michael Jordan got things going on to add to his network. So you got to have things going on in order for you.
But a lot of times they entered that at 25, they entered that at 18, 19 years old. So by the time they're 25 and they get that blown knee, or they're 25 and now they're getting shipped team to team because the younger athletes are coming in there 3 times faster, 2 times faster,
right?
3 times bigger.
That's why they pay you all that money, because they know they're gonna bring somebody gonna be faster and tougher than you. So they're gonna pay you all that money because they know you banged up. You're gonna be banged up. You're gonna need some money to live
within 4 to 5 years, and then they start trading them. Whenever you seeing one getting traded, oh, he got traded. Oh, he got traded. He got traded. Trading means you on your way out the door.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your worth has went down, and if you look at the way it's going now, they're trading them. Look how long Reggie Bush actually lasted.
Right.
Ricky Williams lasted. You know what I'm saying? They don't last. The new athletes, I don't know what's going on with them, but the newer athletes that come out there, they just don't. Many of them don't last. They don't last.
Right.
They're here today, gone tomorrow. So chasing the dream of being with an athlete, it's fading. Because they're realizing that they become regular people, and that $2.5 million home that was pretty the third year while you was in the NFL, then the 6th year you're on your way out. I know someone now personally that was dating a person from the Chicago Bears back when they were doing the Super Bowl shuffle, and they was rich. They wanted to. That was the biggest Super Bowl win. They came out, did a little rap song and all that, and hell, they ended up getting a divorce because I think he ended up getting like a car lot. Doing a car lot after he got left the NFL, and then the car lot eventually failed, but they had that big extravagant home that they ended up having to sell.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it especially now, it's hard out here. So if you're trying to jump in the game to date because somebody got money, you better get out there and get that yourself. Get it how you live, because that the way the economy and everything running today, money is here today, gone tomorrow. So if you dating for money, that's gonna be rough.
It's gonna be.
You better get out here and at least get it where you're comfortable.
Right.
Within whatever your 80,000 a year, your 50 a year, your 150, whatever, you make sure you're comfortable within your skin. And if you go out there and try to meet someone and they don't want to commit, they don't want to be together, you good. The best relationships are 2 people that don't need each other.
Right.
You have your own, she have her own. Y'all coming together because we want to make this work.
Right.
Because one or the other gonna eventually, when y'all hit a hard patch, 2 to 3 or more years in that relationship, one of them gonna say, I'm the one that's bringing everything to the table. I don't really need this.
Right.
One or the other. You got men that say that, and you got women that a woman is quicker to say that than a man, though. But I don't need this. And then they got their friends and they, yeah, girl, you don't need this. But a lot of people, especially females, need to watch their friends too, because that single friend don't want you in that relationship. So that single friend gonna talk down on that relationship and make you think you don't want to be in that relationship.
Well, that's not a
little thing
That's right.
that person do irk you because you've been fed that you don't need this. Girl, you don't need to be in there. You know.
Right.
Well, if they feed into that, then it's already in their head anyway. So it doesn't matter. It was coming anyway. It
gets in their head anyway because every relationship gonna go through ups and downs. A lot of times, a lot of downs, and those downs be real downs. So they can love you, they can want to be in a relationship. But once you hit 1 or 2 downs, let's just say you go through a down right now, and then you call me. Nigga, you ain't got to be in that. You know your worth. You got this, you got that. Hey, watch this, man. I'm finna call Sierra. I'm finna call Sheila. And you like, yeah. So now you like, that's right. You know, I don't need that.
But
you know,
I mean, but you and I, we've already been through that. We've been through that, and it's this last marriage that I was in. But it wasn't about another female, or it wasn't about
it was more about when you went through that, it was more about making sure you knew your worth and that you did everything you supposed to do as a man, as a husband in that relationship. And if it didn't work, walk away with pride because you actually did all you could do, and you able to say that and walk away. If I'm acting an ass over here, and I leave my relationship because I'm acting an ass, and I get a divorce, and I didn't even try to put it back together, that's on me. So I just wanted you to walk away with a clear conscience. So when you reach a certain age, a certain level of maturity, it's not about to get over somebody else, to lay under somebody else. It ain't about that. The last thing we'll want to do is see another female. You know, it's good to know you have options, but to actually use that option when you're just trying to get over somebody you with, and the way to get over a person is to get under another one.
Yeah, I hate that saying.
That's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy to me.
Right. Man, that so commitment can be a challenge nowadays with individuals because of the access we have. Do you think it's just more of an illusion, thinking that you can win if you got this partner because he got more means, or she got more means? Do you think it's more of a win? Do you think some people
these days you can't really go off that because everybody's selling dreams. The females selling dreams, the guys selling dreams. And then when you actually get to know them, they're not who they portrayed to be while you were getting to know them.
Right.
So everybody's selling dreams these days.
Right.
It's like you got to get in it. You got to walk through like we used to do back in the day when we was picking blackberries. We knew those stickers were there, and you had to put your long jeans on. You had to have you some shoes on, some ankle length boots, shoes, or something, and then you went in there and you had some gloves on, and you actually picked those berries, and you creep through there. That's how you have to do relationships now.
You know, being in a relationship, going back to something that you said earlier, but being in a relationship and having trust in a relationship, it is hard. When I fell into a committed relationship, I was like, man, this is great and scary at the same time. And in fact, I told her that today. I was like, it's great and scary at the same time but it's scary because I know where I've been and what I've done and what I've done in the past.
Right.
But a lot of people, they project what they've done in the past on their present relationship, which causes issues. So you're not really fighting against what that person is doing or has done. You're fighting against what you've done, and you're afraid that those things that you've done are going to come back and haunt you in the way that that you did other people.
Right.
But I think when you get in a mature mindset and you find that other person that's in a mature mindset and you all are seeking the same thing, then a relationship and a committed relationship is not that hard.
Yeah,
Right.
compatibility.
Right. That's right.
I mean, I test myself all the time, and then it's like that's why we preach, Jay and I, find somebody that meets majority of what you're looking for.
Right.
If you're looking for sex, she got to be that. If you're looking for money, a little money, she have to make this. She got to be that. If you like hips and tits, they got to have that. Fine. If you like beauty, she got to at least possess that to your taste. And everybody's taste is different. But find something that suits majority, because you're not going to find it all. Majority of what you're looking for in a woman or in a mate, and go for it. Because if you don't get what you mostly looking for in that, you're going to forever be searching. Just like you said, certain women have wandering eyes. Right. When you notice that, that means you're not meeting
who they
majority
want.
of.
No, you're not who they want.
Well, look, look.
If a woman is you holding a conversation with her and she's spying and looking at other men and staring at other men, and those other men got her attention, and she's totally tuning out the conversation that you're having with her, that's a oxblood flag. That's an oxblood red flag.
That's a totally different situation.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Wandering eyes.
Now,
when you recklessly eyeballing, you looking at men, your whole attention is looking at a man, and you watching him pass by. That woman ain't for you.
That's disrespect.
Yeah, that woman is not for you.
Yeah. So just like if we're in the mall or somewhere, you're gonna always see somebody else that you may be attracted to. You may glance over there and say, okay, she's attractive, but that doesn't necessarily mean you want her, that you're going to go after her, or that you feel that your person that you're with is less attractive.
No, but you're not going to tune the person out you with. You may see something and say that in your head.
Even with that being said, on the cool,
but if you tuned out, and he got to snap you back into place and do that, man, that's a dud.
Even with what Jay said, that's disrespect. Let me go back with what Jay said. I know a lot of people say, especially now, and that comes from people in relationships that can't control or I ain't gonna say that the word control is so strong. When you're with your mate, I don't care where y'all go, whether it's strip club, whether it's mall, whether it's vacation, Florida, Baileys, wherever. When you're with your mate, I don't give a damn if you see Lucifer, and Lucifer was supposed to be the most beautiful person ever. You supposed to respect the person you with, the fact that y'all are together. I know a lot of the couples now saying, "Oh yes, you can look. I'm gonna look too, long as you don't touch. That's cool." But deep down, that's gonna create that a small thing of insecurity. They gonna say it don't, but it's gonna create a
Nah,
small
man,
thing of insecurity, especially if, let's just say, you
we
have a
still
brown
human beings.
skin.
We still human beings.
Wayne, come on,
We
Black.
still human
So
beings.
you
We're not
saying
gonna do that.
so you saying if you
You okay with that?
you walking in Walmart with your girl and
Right.
you see somebody else
Right.
that meets your criteria of what is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna take a glance and glance right back. Your eye not gonna pop over and pop back. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying if I see them, she not gonna know, because I meant
right.
make sure you're with the one that met those same criteria. So when I see somebody or somebody come on to me that can possibly be a prospect that I would talk to, I'm like, well, hell, I got that in what I got. That's why I say you have to find somebody that meets majority of what you're looking for. That way, that makes it less noticeable. Now, if I had something that I just got with because we've been together for a while, we got good chemistry, we cool, but she don't meet majority of my taste, yeah, everywhere I go, I'm like, whoa, hey, whoa, shit, whoa, I ain't real nigga shit. But when you got somebody and you kind of pick the person you kind of like and you're mature, that's less likely. Yeah, you'll see something that's attractive, boom, you see her, but
you don't care.
You're not regular eyeball.
Yeah, you don't care.
I'm not gonna be like, I'm walking with her and I see her and I see that and I'll be like, behind her back, looking back like,
I mean, because I'm good. When you good with who you got or what you got, then you can see people
and don't
not see them.
Right.
You can see them and not want them.
And that's me. But hey, I'm gonna be real with you. Since we keeping it a buck, it took me a minute to get to that point. And when I got there, oh man, I embraced it, because we were always taught see and conquer. We didn't care who you was really with. You know, that conversation, you got to get that name. You got to make that presence known. Whoa, you the most beautiful person in the room. You know, I just had to come over here and just say hi to you, get your name. I'm pretty sure you got somebody. But hey, I just wanted to let you know you're the most beautiful woman I've seen in a long time. And then even though you go on back to your lady. But once you start getting in those serious, like Jay say, mature relationships, that dies out. So when people say, oh, that temptation, if you respect your mate and they respect you. Now I'm also
respect yourself.
Respect yourself. I'm also a tip for tat. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. And so if that person respecting you, I'm gonna give that person respect. If that person puts you, praises you like you're her God, I'm gonna treat her like she's my goddess. But if I feel she's falling by the wayside or doing a little disrespect on my way out of that relationship, I'm gonna do the same thing. What you did, I'm just doing what you did. I'm one of those. If you can do it, I can do it too. Two can play that game until I get tired of playing, and then I know how to get out of the game. I know how to forfeit. I know how to quit if I want to. I'm gonna win majority of the time. But if I'm just tired of playing the game, I have no problem saying, hey, I'm done. You can have it. But
you think a lot of times people get with people out of convenience and not necessarily like you? I'm going back to what you said. If they cover most of what you like, what do you mean by most of what you like?
The main things: respect.
Well, I mean, it could be anything. It could be
Yeah.
whatever it is that you like. Whatever
If I like hips, I like tits, and I like ass. My woman gotta have that. Because if she don't, I may have the tendency to look elsewhere when I see a big ass, when I see some titties, when I see some hips, and mine just a straight board and ain't got nothing. I'm not even gonna torture myself
But why would you
to
even
be
deal
with
with?
that.
But why would you
Right.
even deal with a woman
That's why
like
I say
that?
I wouldn't even torture myself to
Gotcha.
even be with something like that. She has to
Gotcha.
meet majority of what I like.
Well, it goes.
In that case, that's why I've never been a fan of strip clubs, because I'm used to getting what I want.
Right.
And a woman teasing me and then she leave and I done paid just to get teased. Nah. I'd rather find somebody that looks similar to you, that meets my taste, and I go and get her and she's mine. Cause me sitting there doing all this and that, and she rubbing on me and I'm fiending, I'm ready to bust. And then she go and I look to the left, she with him now. I got a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? So I never been a fan of that. That's just me.
You know that one thing that Kevin Samuels pointed out about women. He said that a lot of times men on the executive level, women are muses to them. In a muse, I'm gonna pull this different definition because I'm making a point. A muse is hold on. Because he said that a lot of times a muse, they are there not necessarily for sexual purposes. It says a person or personified force who is a source of inspiration. Is a source for inspiration. You know how you have some things that you have in life, and you can you just need something to kind of inspire you, especially when you dealing in music, if it's some art or things of that nature. Right. So he said that a lot of times executives go to strip clubs, not necessarily for the sex, but just to feel the feminine energy. Because that's what women bring to men is that relaxation, that feminine energy. And it ain't about the lap dance on a sexual level, but just to feel that energy from a woman because of what he's bringing and coming out, what he's bringing and coming out of being over 10 and 15,000 people in their lives and their families. And he's trying to just relax, but it ain't necessarily about the sex because he can get it. But it can just be something that can kind of lift him up. So do you think that it's all about sex, or could it be that
a lot of people go to the strip club to eat. A lot of people go to the strip club because the DJ that's there is good. Carly Red hosts a lot of strip clubs out here. Right. So and people go just to meet her and hang. So it's different reasons people go, but I'm saying the ones who actually go for the lap dances, doing all that paying, this and that. Right. Find what you want. Okay, I like Lisa Ray. Lisa Ray, if somebody say what celebrity, if any, that you like, I like Lisa Ray. So what I did, I found me somebody that favored her. So that don't bother me, you know, it don't affect me, you know. So I've been blessed, I guess, to be able to pick who I want. I never just had a problem with women. So right. I just feel like, but I know a lot of guys who got, excuse me, but I'm just keeping it real. This is Keep It Real podcast. I know a lot of guys that got some fat, black, and ugly women that goes to strip clubs to get that, like Jay say, that 9-figure, light skin, Apollonia type vanity.
That fantasy.
Yeah.
Fantasy.
Yeah. Nice titties, nice hips, slim waist, pretty face to dance on. But then they going back home to the big So my thing with them, my problem with that is, but like Jay say, just because they like that or they looking at that, they're attracted to that, don't mean that they want that. But if that fat black woman see this guy fiending over that young, light-skinned, size 9, size 12 over there, and she.
But how you don't how you don't mean that you wouldn't want that if you going to it? Because that's what you really want. The fact is, you just can't get it.
Or you don't have it.
You got to pay for it. It's just reality.
So
it's just
like Jay said on several of our podcasts, you never find perfect, but find as close to what your perfect is. If you don't, infidelity is gonna be there, insecurity is gonna be there, trust issues are gonna be there. That's just what it is. Because if she fat, black, and ugly, and you looking at this fair skin, nice, fine shape, that fat, black, and ugly gonna feel some type of way, because she gonna feel like soon as you see that a person like that that's on your level, you're gonna go after her.
Right.
And vice versa. That man that's the big fella, and she see him see her lusting over a slim fella, and he gonna look like, oh, that's what you really like, huh?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what you really want to be with, huh? Nah, baby, you know it's about you, yeah. So now when she got a co-worker that favors the guy who on TV that she seen in Walmart that she did a double take on, he gonna feel some type of way when that co-worker around her talking, how they walk off the building together while he waiting to pick her up, and he see them talking. They could be talking about the last transaction at work. But when he see that, that's gonna bring up some insecurities. Oh, okay, that's your partner, that's your little friend. Oh yeah, that's a new worker. They just hired him.
Right.
But she was just fiending over a guy that favored him, saying, fit the description, So it's tough, man.
I think a lot of times, man, that's what people want. Not necessarily the over sexualized in the strip club. As far as with your relationship, a relationship can go through ebb and flow. I remember my cousin, he was with this girl for 8 years. And he said, man, sometimes you just don't love that person. You go through a phase where you like them, but you don't love them. You gotta find a way to kind of rekindle that relationship with that person, because you've been with that person for so long. But when you go to a strip club, you playing out a fantasy to get re-stimulated. But sometimes I think that some of us are just in a position where we got to get nature just what it is.
Hey,
we got to get.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
Y'all just had the option of having y'all options and having y'all choices. So you can choose what you necessarily want and get. But in reality, in the world, a lot of men just don't have that option, and they can.
Now I'm gonna tell you where a lot of them mess up at too.
Yeah.
These days, the guys want to go to the strip club, so now they're taking their women to the strip club.
Right.
But what they're failing to realize, if either one of the two not 100% happy or satisfied in that relationship, that going to the strip club shit can fuck your relationship up. Oh man, me and my girl, we go to the strip club. Now, they together supposed to be in love, and then she made a lot of guys say I sent her out there to she get the women and they bring them to us at the hotel, and we share the woman. But like I told one of my partners that was bragging that he was getting ready to do that, I say, yeah, and once you get she get 2 and 3 women for you to mess with, what you gonna do when she wants some more, when she want a different nigga in the room?
Right.
And I know a famous couple out here that was doing that we know. And the woman ended up liking the woman. Put him out.
Mm-hmm.
Put him out of their house.
Right. Right.
He didn't want the girl over there. First, they was doing it together. Then she started coming over there when he was at work, just doing the woman by herself. And then the woman started acting with him and let her spend the night, put him out there on the couch. And then before he knew it, he went from the couch to out the house. So all that cool, yeah, me and my girl, we cool. We go to the strip club together. Yeah, that's cool. But you better make sure your woman is about you while you doing that, or you better make sure that you ain't messed up about if she do drift off. You know what I'm saying? All that shit sound cool. Just like the guys want to do all them threesomes. Oh yeah, she brought a girl up and she gonna give me a threesome for my birthday. But when she asks you for that threesome, you're gonna be in there with another guy ramming up yours, and you in the room watching them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy trying to keep up with the sexual Joneses. I guess I should say that shit crazy. Yeah, but you got to think long term, because like I say, this man thought he had it sold. You know what I'm saying? He nice looking brother, tall, dreads. You know, he doing his thing. She put him out for that woman that they met at the strip club.
Right. You're right, man. You're right.
So,
a lot of times you got to crack in your relationship, man. You got to be very even having that type of energy, because sex has a type of energy, especially through women, because women, they pair bond. That's just in them to do that. That's why women can't do what men do. You let a woman loose to deal with another man, and that's his sex better than yours, you could be in trouble. It could be something innocent. You could just do that for the birthday, but the sex good. Now she thinking about that man, because because a woman is not like a man. A woman bonds because that bond is to latch on to that man to make a family. And they don't understand the chemistry and the nature of a woman, and that's what a woman does. So a woman can't do, because we don't do that. We just go off, get a woman pregnant, go on about our business, and then pregnant, that we reproduce. That's what we do as men. So we don't have that attachment like women have. Women have more of that bonding because it's in them. It's in their very makeup, in their nature, in their DNA to bond with a man in their natural state. So you doing that in the sex good, you got a problem. Especially if it's lacking, you got a problem, because I'm at work, major conversation with the female. I sit back and listen. The sex got to be good. I said, I don't care how good he looked. One girl say he was this guy, she liked him a lot and she tolerated, but the sex wasn't good. She said, I stayed with him as long as I could, but the sex wasn't good, and we eventually broke up. And it's real. So a lot of the consensus is that women, you gotta bring that to the table with them, because that's what they're driven by.
So Jay,
it's physical.
Hold on, let me ask Austin
sexual gratification.
Austin, how important? Because I want this. This is probably gonna be a topic. I kind of like where it's going. How much does sex play on maintaining a healthy relationship?
It depends on what level you're on. So, in the beginning, sex plays a major part in your relationship. As you continue to move forward in your relationship, then the emotions start to take on. So then it's a combination of both sex and the emotions. Right. So and as time goes on in your life, your sexual relationship may not be what it was in the beginning. So you have to have something that continues to stimulate the relationship between the two. So you better learn how to eat pussy really well.
Wow.
But I had other areas I wanted to go with that, but I'm gonna save that to the podcast when we speaking about how much does sex play you know, on a relationship. How important is sex in a relationship? Because I know a lot of people are cheating because they're not sexually satisfied at home.
Right.
So
and that's why you have to start introducing new things into your sex life.
Mhm.
Because after you've done all the positions, you've turned it up, turned it down, spin it around, and everything.
so now you got to go get some toys.
Well, you have to do something else to start spicing up your relationship or spicing up your sex life. You just do.
Well,
So-
you probably the toy thing. I don't know. That ain't. I don't know.
Look,
No.
there have been. Look, I knew this couple.
I don't know.
Knew this
The
couple.
toys meaning you not satisfying it to me.
Well, look, I knew this couple that he got upset because his girl wanted a rose. And she was using the rose. She got it and she was using the rose. And he was upset because she enjoyed the rose more than enjoying him. And she told him, look, you just don't know how to eat me right. I've tried to give you instructions. I tried to tell you, but that's a part that you're lacking in. So she got the rose, and so they had to start incorporating that into their sex life.
But don't you think you should say that? Shouldn't there be a conversation before you really engage in a see,
that ain't how that go. That's not how that go.
Why not? Why is it that you don't ask in the beginning of a relationship? What do you like in sex?
Did you like
no.
Was the sex good?
What do you like? What do you like sexually? Do you like oral sex? Do you like?
Oh yeah, you asked all that.
See, you gotta ask that, and then she need to. What's important to her?
Well, look, now let's be serious. Ain't nobody waiting to have sex until they married these days. So
no. I'm saying as a basic conversation,
right?
As just a basic conversation
But this is a couple that have been married for years.
Wow.
This is a couple that have been married for years.
Wow.
And so she's saying that, yes, I like sex with you, but this part of sex you need some help in.
Oh, okay. So she's not going out cheating on him. She just got the rose.
She got the rose, and now they incorporate that into their sexual relationship.
Okay. And he probably not good at that.
When it's eating time, he go in there and pull out the little rose and.
Yeah, however they does, that's what they do.
Okay.
So they
I mean, if you're not the one that's gonna lick on it and you get the rose to be the substitute, that's one thing. But you have to go and get a 9-10 inch thing and you gotta shove it up your woman.
Yeah,
that ain't what's happening. That ain't what's happening with me. That ain't gonna never be what's happening.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Well, and that's why I say number one, I'm glad.
Now, if you
I'm glad that the Creator blessed me where that hasn't been an issue in nothing.
I knew that. I've heard there was
coming.
So anyway, now if you having to shove something up in your woman, that's something totally different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now if you got the little bullet and you put it on their clitoris to stimulate it in other ways, doing stuff like that, that's different too.
Okay.
So,
so the rose just take the place of you licking on.
Well, take the place of that person doing that person, trying to do what they do. I'm like,
Right. Okay. I'm gonna have to look this rose up. I know about the rabbit. I ain't never heard nothing about no rose.
Yep.
I know about the rabbit.
Yeah, they got a rose. They got a rose that's out.
I never heard about the rose.
Yeah, it's a little rose that vibrate.
No, they got
Okay.
something more than that.
They do more than that. Oh, okay, okay.
This chick.
And I was just guessing.
Nah, this chick. She
Oh,
showed me
shit.
something in the catalog that she was thinking about getting. Cause she said, I mean, she don't have a man right now. She's turning 38 tomorrow. Well, she turned 38 today. And she was with this dude for a number of years, off and on, and she got tired of it. So she was like, I'm done for right now. So this is what I'm gonna buy myself for my birthday. I was like, okay.
And
So,
it's a fancy rose. It lubricates too.
I guess so. Because I found out, that's how I found out they got the man rose that's supposed to lubricate.
What the hell the man rose gonna do? He stick it up his ass.
No, look, so the woman had a cucumber and put it in the rose. In fact, this was on Facebook. Put the cucumber inside the rose, and it's supposed to lubricate and do everything, spin and turn and all that stuff. I think it even squirt for you if you needed to.
Boy, y'all crazy. But like I say, I'm gonna have to look this rose up to see what y'all get out of this rose. But bringing sexual toys in the room bed usually mean you're not satisfying them. But back in the day, that's what it meant.
So do you think that you're gonna always satisfy every woman that you encounter, even if you're well endowed? Is it that you satisfy every woman, or is that the case?
I am the world's greatest lover.
Boy, you what?
Greatest lover.
You know, just like every woman's not gonna please you.
Right.
I don't guess that you're gonna please every woman.
I haven't,
y'all just haven't had that problem
thus far. So, and then I'm only with one now. So my reign is over. So undisputed, I can't make this shit up.
Right.
Undisputed. I can't make it up. And I don't brag. I just speak the truth. I'm not cocky. I'm just convinced, But that's neither here nor there. But I just happen to be blessed. Like I said, I don't owe nothing. Nothing owe me nothing. I'm good.
Right. Fellas, we about 10 minutes out. We about to land this plane, man. We really, we really coming to the area. We about to land this plane. We really just getting ready to let it go. So we got any last comments on, who's most afraid, male or female?
So when you say let it go, you're not talking about in the rose, are you?
No. I'm talking about the podcast.
So the man got a rose now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see. Is that similar to the pocket pussy you was creating back in the day?
I guess so.
We talking about the end of the podcast. We got about 10 minutes.
But yeah, man. On a serious note, again, commitment comes from a mature-minded, mature-hearted person. So I don't feel that you're afraid to commit. It's the time period that you decide to commit in.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're still young and you're out there and you're doing your thing, then you're less likely to commit. Mm-hmm. When you start to get in your mature mindset, then you'll get more serious about committing. So again, just finding that person that fits in that puzzle piece with you at that particular time.
Right. Black, what's your thoughts on it, man?
I agree with Austin that don't even try it until you feel like you're ready. Committing means it's not about you anymore.
Right.
You have someone else in that relationship that has feelings that's attached to you and your actions.
Right.
So before you commit, I'll let, if he say, well, I don't think you need to be leaving the house, coming in at 3 o'clock in the morning, that you not my daddy, that don't work. That because you all decided to be together, to grow, to be together is going to be, and that's why they say give and take. There are rules. A lot of people don't like to hear the word rules. There are rules. There are consequences, repercussions. All that comes into play when you call yourself committing. So if you're not ready to commit, if you still want to go out there and test the waters, do your little hoeing or whatever you do, don't call yourself committing. Right. Just stay out of it and stay single. You know what I'm saying? But being afraid of it, you're only afraid if you're, like he said, if you're immature, you're young, you're immature, you're afraid of it. But if you're over 30 and afraid of commitment, you're just afraid of rules and structure that comes with the relationship, respect that comes with the relationship.
Do you think people suffer from trauma in relationships or trauma in their life that they don't want to be? Some people.
I mean, you have a few that fall in that category through past relationships, but like Jay said earlier, you can't punish the person you're with because of something that you went through or things you went through in the past. If that's the case, just stay single and don't even attempt to be with nobody. Let people know. And just like now, it's a lot of women out there that don't want to commit, that just want a sexual relationship, and they fine with that, know. Right. So if that's where they are, that's what they, that's what you go with.
Right.
But just be straight up when you meet them. Just be straight up. Hey, it's just a sexual thing. I'm not looking for no relationship. Because if that's all they missing, but they don't want the commitment, where you going, what time you coming back, call me when you get there, who was that on the phone, what were they talking about, who is that? If you don't want all of that, then you're not ready for commitment, and stay out of it. It just be like, we just sexual, you know what I'm saying? And it's cool with that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, commitment is not for everybody. And like Austin said, you have to be ready for it, mature and ready for it, and everybody's not ready, so that's my take on it. Live your life, be free, and sometimes being committed, then don't let your single friends stop you from being committed to somebody who could change your whole life. And I see that happen a lot. But yeah, that's my take on it. Stay single until you're ready to stop mingling.
Right.
Yeah. And next week I'll be on my way to a foreign land.
Okay.
So I won't be with y'all, but I'll be thinking about y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm gonna make you go live there though.
Man.
For 30 minutes.
Hey, I was at the Grand Canyon on the bus. He was like, yeah, we finna go live. I said, how I'm gonna go live on the bus, man?
Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, man.
I'm gonna go live on the bus
like
in
that.
The dark.
Yeah, we doing our thing. What's up, man? Speak on the podcast. What's up? But enjoy your trip, man. Be safe. I'm sure I'll talk to you between now and then, man. Appreciate you though, and we'll try to keep the conversation. We'll keep the discussion on a minimum, being that you won't be here, so we won't go into nothing too deep. But yeah, we'll touch up on something like. But like I say, it's happening, so we might as well speak on it.
And we speak on it, and we spoke on it. Look, man, we're gonna be here next week. We're gonna have the title up, man. Well, I want to thank Black, and I want to thank Jay Austin for coming on tonight, man. And we were talking about, you know, who's more afraid of commitment? Is it men or women, and why? And we just went in and delved in, man. We're gonna continue the conversation with our next subject, and we'll have our next subject and let you know ahead of time what we're gonna be talking about it. So we speak on it, we spoke on it, we speak on it, and we out. Peace.
100.
Out.